Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is Carmine Sabia for Explain America, and Tucker Carlson, well, he just laid out something that he's so terrified of, he won't even talk to his wife about it. Before we get started, please make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Those little things really help us out, and they help our channel continue to grow. So Tucker was talking to another podcast when the subject of UFOs, aliens, and whatnot came up. Tucker has been on the front lines of this. And so Tucker said there were certain things that he would not talk about, that he could not talk about. He couldn't bring himself to talk about, not even to his own wife, not even on screen. And you're going to see what he says here. And we'll talk about it afterwards because I'm going to get into the why. So let's take a look.
The second thing that bothers me is the UFO story. And the more you dig into that and talk to people with actual knowledge of it, again, that's another story where there are some, fanciful ideas floating around that are just, there's no evidence that they're true. But if you talk to people who, have actual knowledge of it that they gathered themselves, there are parts of that story that I do not understand at all that are really, really, really dark. It's so dark that I, haven't told my wife about it. I mean, I haven't verified any of this, but this is not just stuff that I read on the internet. I know you all are very, very grounded in that story, so I think I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
But there's some stuff there that's just like, man, I'm not even sure what that means. There's a spiritual component there that I don't fully understand. So yes, that story bothers me. And I think, last thing I'll say, that one of the reasons that we've had all these disclosures and all of these, 10 whistleblowers at this point, and it hasn't really become front page news. Part of it's suppression. Parts of the government don't want you to know about it, but part of it is the public can't deal with it. It's too far out. The implications are too profound. And I understand that. Because I've heard things where I'm just like, oh man, I don't even really want to know that, honestly.
Deeply disturbing stuff. Forget like saucers and technology. It's deeply disturbing stuff that I haven't even told Natalie. Yep. I agree with you. It's so disturbing. Exactly. I can't even tell my kids. My kids ask me different stories about it, and I won't say it because it's so dark. It's so dark.
I totally agree.
Miles is watching. So.
Okay, Miles, if you're watching the show, Daddy's not going to tell you about that part of the UFO stuff and what's going on with the government.
Can I say one thing? They've known clearly. This is, I think, established, and I feel comfortable saying this as fact. The U.S. government, these are real, whatever they are. They're not human. And the government has known that for a long time, possibly going back to the 1930s at least. And, of course, there's tons of evidence in the written record, in the physical record, in paintings, and in literature, that people have been seeing and interacting with these things for a long time. So we know that. But the justification one often hears is, well, the government, various presidents who have been read in, not all have been, haven't wanted to disclose this because it would scare people. And I've always thought that's bullshit. You're hiding a crime, which they are, by the way, in my opinion. But I do think there's a sense in which that's not totally crazy. Like, there is some stuff, if it's true, and I'm kind of thinking it may be true, that's so radical that, well, as we both said, we don't want to tell the people we love most about it because, why would you, disturb someone like that? So I kind of get that. I hate to admit it. I'm not arguing for hiding things. I believe in the truth and I believe in disclosure, but I understand the impulse. Like, holy smokes, this is heavy. You know what I mean?
And the government's involvement in it makes it even heavier because then you realize the complicity.
Exactly.
Of it. Yeah.
Okay, so we're talking about the same thing. I can tell. Okay.
Yeah,
excuse me.
Should I go?
No. This is what we used to talk about in commercial breaks all the time. This is the kind of stuff. Anyway.
So at the time, I never would have believed any of that. But now I'm like, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Now, again, I'm always real careful about what I say on this particular topic. I have been privy to some information, probably not to the extent Tucker Carlson is. But I've been privy to some information as well that is terrifying, that I haven't told my friends and family about, that I won't tell my friends and family about, that I won't tell you about. Because it is so mind-bending, it is so frightening, that you don't even want to believe it, and you don't want to believe it can be possible. I do agree with him that this is spiritual warfare, and there's more to it than meets the eye, and than what we've been told, and what we're even saying. And I advise people, if you have any sources on it, to do your research. Try not to rely on sources on the internet that are not, that are just looking for clicks. There's a lot of people that are just making guesses, and a lot of people that I watch their videos and I just laugh at what they're saying because they really don't know. But there's some people that do know a lot, and those people, I'm not going to name names. There's really good people that do have information, far more than I have, and those are people I would listen to. So I want to know what you guys think about this. What do you think these beings are? Are they of Earth? Are they something else? This is a wild topic. I want you to let me know in the comments. Also, again, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. It really helps us out. I'm Carmine Sabia for Explain America. We love you guys. God bless you. Take care, everybody.